Good morning, everyone. I am posting a link in the description box below, but it's just more references from the video from last night, the Russia and the occult. And I find it interesting and something I didn't point out in that video, but I think I pointed it out in the comments. First of all, the article is by a Wahid Shubat. I think it's Wahid. It's either him or his son. They are Catholics. Wahid has an interesting story. He converted from, he was a Muslim. I believe he was a Muslim terrorist and he converted to Catholicism. So he has unique insights. So I do like to read his work. But I came across an article and it's very interesting. It's titled, what is it titled? It's long, but it gives a good history. It's titled, Russia has come under the spell of a new Rasputin. He claims nationalism, Christianity, and traditionalism while practicing Crowlean chaos magic in sodomite urine-drinking orgies and singing the praises of Satanists and the devil. And this was posted on August 7th, 2019. And listen, that might sound crazy to people who don't study the occult or have any knowledge of the occult. I admit it sounds insane. But I can tell you that there is somebody, so this is what led me to this article, because I was searching, because I'm like, there is definitely somebody who has an occult influence, somebody who's in the ear of Vladimir Putin, spewing occult advice. And so I like that he draws it back to Rasputin, because here's what I was trying to get at yesterday. So in 1916, a lot of people credit the apparitions of Fatima with beginning in 1917, but really they didn't. That's when Our Lady, the Queen of Heaven, showed up, but they really started in 1916 when the Angel of Peace showed up. Now, who is the Angel of Peace? Well, the Angel of Peace is just that, the Angel of Peace. Some also credit the Angel of Peace with being the guardian angel of Portugal, while others have made the connection that this could have possibly been Saint Michael the Archangel, who is known for fighting Satan, casting him down into the pits of hell, into the abyss, and fighting satanic forces, right? So the angel shows up in 1916. What also happens in 1916? Well, what happens in 1916 is this Rasputin character, who is the most famous of charlatans or occult practitioners, whatever you want to call him, advisors to the czars of Russia. He dies in 1916, and this whole revolution kicks off the following year. It actually really the rumblings of it started earlier than 1917. But he was murdered in 1916, and he is credited with really leading to the demise of Tsarist Russia, because he was so unpopular with the people. They disliked him so much that it discredited the reign of Nicholas II and really led to the death of the Russian monarch, or the Russian czars, right? It's very interesting. And so there's a deeper lesson here. And the lesson that our Blessed Mother is trying to teach us is, when you embrace the occult, when you step outside of God and you embrace false teachings, your power is stripped if you are a leader, and death and destruction follow. And this is nothing new. This is a common theme that we see from the French Revolution. We see this all the time. We see it in the Bible. When you step outside the authority of God and you pursue false ideologies and you pursue the occult, bad things happen. And so this is very much still going on today, with our leaders embracing occult ideology, occult concepts, stepping outside of the teachings of God to embrace false ideologies. And so we know what happens. Their power is stripped, death and destruction follow. So these are the errors of Russia, more so than atheistic communism. And the more I look into communism, the more I don't like that word, because that phrase, because it wasn't atheistic communism. They stripped the religion from the people, kind of. They replaced the religion with a science based on the occult. They replaced it with materialism in the economy. But they still all had their religions. They still all did their occult practices. So it wasn't totally devoid of religion. So that's not even an accurate term. So while we like to look at, the warnings of our Blessed Mother in the natural realm from a secular standpoint, we have to look at this spiritually. Our Blessed Mother, more than pointing out communism, was pointing out this is what happens when you consult charlatans, when you hire magicians, when you allow yourselves to reign through occult practices. And so we see now Putin reinventing this. He's going to invade Ukraine on the pagan holy day of the return of Pluto. So nothing has changed. It's cycled. It's changed masks. But the errors have not been stopped, as we know. And so there's going to be a lot of death and destruction on a global level, because this is now a global problem with the people running things not being of God, not following the laws of God, pursuing teachings, pursuing advice from occult practices. And this is happening on a global, worldwide, every power. I can't think of one strong Christian leader. If there are, they're in some third world countries that we don't hear about. And so the lesson is death and destruction will follow. Have a great day. Joan of Arc Media out.